Hello. In this video, we're going to look at using servo motors with the SuperBit expansion board and the MicroBit. So there's a bunch of servo outputs on the breakout board here. Might be a little bit hard to see. They're labeled S1 through to S4 on this side and S through to S8 on that side. We can control 8 different servo motors. So let's plug in this standard 9G servo motor into servo 1 output. Just make sure that you get the right wires the right way. They're color coded, so you shouldn't get them wrong. Okay, so we're going to jump over to the MakerCode website now, and we'll have a look at the code. It's not hard. Firstly, I've downloaded the SuperBit extension already. So if you haven't downloaded the extension, do that. I've got other videos showing you how to do that. But we're just going to get a button A input and a button B input. And we're going to tell the servo motor to move when we push those buttons. So under SuperBit V2 here, you can see we've got servo motor 180 degrees or servo motor 270 degrees, or these 360 degree ones. They're servo motors that act a little bit more like normal motors and they just spin continuously. We're not using them in this video. So if I had a 180 degree servo motor, it means it can spin 180 degrees. I'm not going to use this one. I'm going to use a 270 degree servo motor because that's what mine is. It doesn't, you're not going to do any harm. If you put a 180 degree code on here for a 270 degree servo motor, it's just not going to move as far. So 270 degrees, I'm going to get 2 of them. We plugged it into servo motor number 1, so I leave those as S1. Let's go from 0 degrees to 270 degrees. So I push button A, it'll move to 0 degrees. Push button B, it'll move to 270 degrees. We'll download this code quickly. And then we can try it. Zero degrees, 270 degrees. Simple enough. We can obviously change those values to make it move different angles, and we could trigger it through different things instead of button A and B. But just for the purpose of this example, I have a little kind of gripper that's controlled by a servo motor here. So if we plug that into servo motor number 1, we'll see an application that we could do with the servo motors. So we can open and close our grippers. Notice how it's doing that kind of really jerky movement. This servo motor has a clutch in it to stop it wearing out. And so that movement is the clutch mechanism. We can fix that by adjusting the values. So instead of going to 0 degrees, let's try and go to 50 degrees. Instead of 270, let's try and go to 200 degrees. That means it won't try and open as far or close as far. And that should, once we get these values right, I'm not sure what they need to be exactly, but once we get them right, it shouldn't make that horrible noise of the clutch engaging. Try it again. Okay, so I've got to adjust this value a little bit further, and this one is still a problem. Now, I'm not actually sure which is which. So maybe I will try move this 57 up to 100 and see what change that does. Download my code again. Now, if the grippers are further open than they were this time, oh no, there we go. So that the first value, the 100, is the open value, and the other value, the 200 or 196, is the closed value. So I can just tweak that closed value a little bit more, make it a bit higher until the grippers should close all the way. last time downloading and we should be good. There we go. So your servo motor would be different. It depends how you've, like what angle you kind of connected everything. But you should be able to find that with some basic code, you'll be able to make servo motors control things with the SuperBit.